what makes the relationship work is things in common, and what makes the relationship passionate is things being different. This is a line that I heard from one of my mentors, Tony Robbins, and it hit me right home. When we say that we have expectations in a relationship or standards in a relationship, it is very, very natural to have that, and it is very healthy to have that as well. So if you've been having doubts that should I be having any expectations, then be assured that it's completely okay to treat yourself with that kind of respect and love that you demand this in any relationship. Hi, I am Kashika Gulati, a counseling psychologist, and in this video you'll learn how to communicate your expectations and how to also think differently in a relationship. That is not just thinking about what you are here to receive in this relationship, but what you are here to give and grow with the other person being in this relationship. So if you want to know anything about that, if you want to step out of your comfort zone and really make your relationship more nourishing, this is the video for you. So the first key thing that you need to understand about expectations is whether they are healthy or unhealthy. And a very simple way to distinguish between that is to understand that the expectations that you have, are they coming from the place of some unmet needs, or they are coming from the place of deepening your bond with your partner? Is this something that you got to provide for yourself that you are seeking in the other person, or this is something that you want from a companion of yours? If you are expecting your person, your partner, or your family, or your friend to be your source of happiness, then that may not be the best expectation to have, because in that case your happiness is dependent on the other person, and living a life like that may not be the best, and everyone wants to live a happy life, their best life. So you need to first understand where your expectation is arising from. Do you need to provide that for yourself and be that person who can do that for yourself, or this is something that you need from the other person, be it your partner or family or friend? Once you know that, is the time for you to communicate that to the other person. And while doing that, you gotta come from the place of authenticity and love. A lot of times you may have this doubt that if I express this to the other person, what if they reject me? What if they tell me that they can't satisfy this for me, that they can't give this to me? Should I even express myself? But when you compromise on your need of authenticity, on your relationship with yourself, for the need of attachment, for the relationship with other person, you are making a bigger sacrifice by exploiting your relationship with yourself. And that is never fair. Your relationship with yourself and how you want to be treated is always the priority. And if it is coming from a place of fear, work on yourself first and think about expectations later, because the primary concern here is how you feel about yourself, which place you are coming from, whether it is fear or love. If you feel that you can't express your expectations in a relationship because the other person just won't get it, then you are assuming and you are judging the other person to not be as understanding without giving them a fair chance. So all that you need to do is first check if your expectation is healthy or not, and second, communicate that from the place of love, from the place of authenticity. An example of that could be one, expressing appreciation first, and then telling what it is that you'd want to be better, and then asking what it is that you can give to the other person. Because if we are all about receiving, all about me in this relationship, where's the other person? You gotta also understand that it's a good interplay of all of this: appreciation, expectation, and what it is that you can give to the other person in this relationship. So a good example of that could be that I really appreciate you doing this for me, and I feel really special when you do this. What I'd like even more of is if I were treated this way, if you were to do this for me. And I'd love to know if there's something that I can do for you to make you feel more special. This is how your expectation will always be taken in a good way, because you are coming from that place. You are coming from that place of love. rules, expectation, everything is not more important than the love in relationship. So when you come from the place of love, when you come from the place of wanting to do better and nourishing your relationship, when you tell your expectations from that place, your expectations will not be taken otherwise in more cases than not. So when you communicate your expectation, first also understand the difference between expectation and standards. Expectation is something related to future. For example, if I'm in a situation like this, I'd want my friend to be there for me in so and so manner, and standard would be that in any friendship I'd like to be seen and heard. That's a standard for me to be in a relationship. Expectation is something that is based in future, how I'd want to be treated if something like this were to happen. So if you have your standard set, there's nothing better than that, because you are giving yourself that respect, you are giving yourself that value and importance, and that is the basis of any relationship. Your relationship with yourself is the basis of any relationship. So whenever you are communicating your expectation, appreciation will really help, because it's not about just criticizing the other person for what's not happening in the way you want it to, but also telling the other person that they are making that effort and acknowledging it. And relationship is not a receive thing, it's also about giving, making the other person feel comfortable enough for you to grow and give and grow with them together. If you are able to follow all of this and really come from the place of love rather than from the place of revenge, or say any other emotion for that matter, when emotions go high, intelligence goes low. So regulate yourself, regulate your emotions, understand what your expectations are, whether they are healthy or unhealthy, whether it's an expectation or a standard, and then go on telling authentically to the other person what your expectation is. I'll see you in the next video.